Namaste, hi, I'm Abhijit from Organic Bagicha, your gardener. Today I'm going to make a pot of golden pothos, which is also called as money plant or neon money plant. And this is a friend of mine who had asked me for the money plant to be planted in a pot. So the first important point is the container. The container that she has selected is this, which is the 10-inch container. So I recommended this because she wanted something really lightweight and easy to be handled, and this is really nice, good quality, thick, and you can see it has good number of drainage holes. So having good number of drainage holes in a container is a must. So next part comes the potting soil. Now, I know that many people use garden soil in containers. However, garden soil is not recommended for containers because over a period of time it tends to compact and it becomes too clumped up together. So it prevents the roots from getting aerated or getting oxygen, and it just forms a very bad clump. And when it dries off at times, it will form some cracks in between, and that will break the roots. Also, it contains less amount of organic matter, which is not good for money plants. Money plants love, carbon-rich soil. So choosing the potting mix is the most important thing. So here we have the potting mix, which is made out of cocoa peat and mixed with washed river sand and some brick pieces, small brick pieces, and if you have none of these, you can even put small stone pieces or grit or gravel and vermicompost. So all this is mixed inside this along with shell powder. So this can be purchased from our website, or you can just order on our Facebook page, Organic Bagicha. Now this is the potting mix. So I know that people might want to save money and they just end up putting garden soil, but using this potting mix will ensure that your soil is well drained and you really don't have to do any maintenance work of digging the soil continuously to loosen it, because of the things that are used inside. It will help the soil to be so well drained that you don't really have to do anything to the pot for up to a year. And I've had pots for more than 2 years, and I never dug those pots. So that's how important it becomes. When the type of soil structure that you create first is the most important step. So the next thing that we're going to use is, to cover the drainage holes, I'm going to use these broken terracotta pieces, and on top of that we're going to use coconut husk. These are coconut husk that is organic, and it's been cut into these pieces. It's available very easily, and if you are not able to find this anywhere, you can just order it from us, Organic Bagicha. And I have soaked this in water for about 2 or 3 hours, so that it's very well nice drenched in water, and this will be put as a next layer. The reason why we are using this is because this adds to the porosity of the soil and it keeps this structure intact. So the roots of the money plants go inside them, and this is natural and eco-friendly, and the money plants love it. So over the past 15 years, when I've been growing this money plant in different ways, right from garden soil to cocoa peat to vermicompost to cow dung and to all different types of things I've tried, this is one of the best ways, and which I've found the money plants just love it. And then we have the plants. So these plants are in the 3-inch container. This is our nursery plants that we grow in our nursery, and there are 2 different types you can see here. So this is the golden variety or the neon variety, and the next one is the marble variety, which has these cream variegations. Okay, so if I were to use this, I would have chosen a pot with a different color. With this, it's better you choose a white color pot, and if you're using a neon or a pothos plant, it's better that you choose something dark, so that it gives a very good color contrast. And when you grow ornamental plants, the color of the pot and the plants, if you get it to contrast, then it works out really well. So I found all the silver and the golden varieties go very good with this black pot. So I'm going to start with the potting process. And one final thing, this is the dried cow dung pieces which I'm going to use. I will not use the powder here because my soil grade is a fine grade mix, and I want some coarse release fertilizers, slow release fertilizers which are coarse in nature, which will also provide good drainage to the soil, and this is going to allow the nutrients to be released in a very slow manner that the plants are able to absorb over a period of time. So these are few things that are must if you are doing planting, especially in larger pots. In smaller pots you can just entirely do with one single layer of potting mix, but when you take pots above 8 or 10 inches, it's always best you create multiple layers to ensure that you have a good well-drained pot. So let's start with the planting process. I'm going to place all these terracotta pieces. So I've aligned all of it in here. Now I'm going to put in the potting. Now while filling a pot, do not never fill the pot right till the top. Always keep about 2 to 3 inches of space, and at least when you talk about money plants, you do need to keep some space. In fact, on most pots you do need to keep at least 2 to 3 inches of area, so that it helps you to top dress your soil with different kind of solid fertilizers, or even the mix of soil and manure on top. I'm going to mix some of these dried cow dung pieces. So it feels like I'm preparing some achar or maybe some pickle. Okay. So just a little bit of it is okay, fine, not too much. And while using cow dung, it's just ensure that it's properly dried, and it should not be fresh, because fresh cow dung is too strong and it will damage the plants. So this is one way of using your dried cow dung, either in a powder form or pieces form. Okay, so now I'm going to start the planting of this golden pothos. So I use a pencil, and there's a drainage hole, and it's kind of quite easy to get this out. So often you might just end up planting one plant, but I recommend you try at least putting 2 in together, because it forms a bush, and they grow well together. Plants love to grow together. So that's about it. It's all done. So you can see this pot is quite lightweight. Considering that it is a 10-inch pot, you won't be able to grip it in this way. So this is weighing approximately about between 2 to 2.5 kgs. So this is the golden pothos in this plastic pot, and I'll be watering this nicely and thoroughly. So just ensure that you don't keep it in direct sunlight, and you keep it in place where there's bright diffused light, and water it well. Thank you for watching. Thank you.